What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you a video pushing my agenda on why the 2025 QB class was underrated. Let's get right into it, guys. So, I'm going to do a full video encompassing all the preseason games. I'm going to do a podcast episode probably tomorrow while the last game wrapping up now. I'm currently watching the Saints versus the Dolphins, watching Tyler Shough play. But this video is only for the quarterbacks, only for the top four quarterbacks. And the top four, not in order, because I know Shough and Dylan Gabriel went before Shedeur Sanders. But the top four in my book, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, and Jalen Milroe. You know, for me personally, I had it going into the draft. Sanders, Ward, Milroe, and Dart. But I'm not going to lie to you, Jackson Dart looked pretty good for the Giants yesterday. But let's get into it. I'm going to go in one by one. And look, I know it's preseason, just one game, but I will say this: all four guys, and even Shough and some other guys as well, except for Quentin Ewers. Quentin Ewers for the Dolphins, he looked a little bad. But like I said, focusing on the main four guys, all those guys look poised. They look poised. They look good. They've had their moments. Obviously, game one and hopefully first game of many for all these guys. But you know, some put the ball in harm's way. None of them threw a pick but Tyler Shough. Like I said, not in the first four, so it doesn't really matter for this video. But they all kind of put the ball in harm's way here and there, tested their arm strength out. Shedeur had a near pick. I think Dart had one as well. Cam Ward, no one overall pick, had one. And Milroe was kind of close to some as well. But other than those mistakes, which is, like I said, it's common, even the veterans do it, all those guys look poised. They look smooth. And all the cons, all those guys supposedly had coming to the draft, they kind of got smoothed out already. Like I said, it's early, but Jalen Milroe for the Seahawks looked very, very solid. Didn't look rushed, didn't look jittery. His mechanics looked sharp, looked quick, looked fast, nice strong throws, tight spirals. Like it really was impressive to see those top four guys play that way. I was nervous for all of them, especially for Shedeur, for obvious reasons. Obviously, what's going on with Cleveland is crazy right now. He's battling with 5-6 quarterbacks trying to get a spot on the roster. But I think yesterday's or a couple days ago, that game solidified his standing with the team. But let's start with Cam Ward, though. Cam Ward looked solid, came out the gate. Like I said, a little bit. At first, he lacked pocket awareness, but outside of that, after the first drive, kind of got it going. Finished with a couple of big plays, especially that big, 40-plus yarder to Calvin Ridley down the field. But the pocket presence did show improve as the game continued to go on for Cam Ward. The first thing you look when I see him, the first thing I notice when I see him, he's bigger than what I thought. His size says 6'2", I think 220, but he looks to be about, just on TV, about 6'4", 240. That's a big boy. He's built well. He moves well, and he got a cannon for arm. That's what really sticks out here. Like I said, really short. Only had one or two drives, maybe 3 drives. Nothing really to write home about, but it was a pretty good start for Cam Ward, the first overall pick. Next, Shedeur Sanders. Let's go with him second. Had a bunch of drives. I think he had about 2 quarters, the entire first half, if I'm not mistaken. Looked good. He looked good. Shaky moments here and there. A couple of overthrows. That could be nerves. That could be the pressure getting to him. As far as him running and throwing on a run, the pressure trying to hawk him down. The main thing that you always hear about guys, or most guys, say the speed of the game is different from college, to every single level, high school, college, to the pros. And but as far as his escapability, it didn't look that bad at all. That was the main thing. And also the big red flag on him is, can he not do what he did in Colorado, and that's keep going backwards, trying to avoid pressure. And he did it a couple times. He did get away with it with this matchup here, but I do expect to have some nasty plays, some maybe a strip sack, 20 yards down the field, or a bad INT, trying to go forward, trying to make a play. He got to get that out of his game. It's tough to do. It's kind of ingrained in him now. But he did get away with it and did look smooth while doing it. good footwork, good solid speed. So he can get away from these guys. Like I said, these weren't the top notch guys. This wasn't Myles Garrett. This wasn't Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, all those guys. But, I do expect Shedeur Sanders to run into some pressure and to have some bad moments if he does start or get some playing time for the Browns this year. But outside of the red flag part, that one part, he looked good. Great ball placement for the most part, good timing, good red zone touchdowns. He looked solid, man. He really did. And you could tell that fourth down play, I forgot, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I believe in the first quarter, when head coach, I think Kevin Stefanski wanted to test him out, see what he could do. And it was a tough play, obviously. It was empty man backfield. They brought the blitz. The pressure got home quick. But Shedeur handled it fairly well for a rookie. So all signs and all those stock reports are going up for Shedeur and Cam and Milroe and Jackson Dart. Now going to Jackson Dart next. I believe he was the most impressive out of all the quarterbacks. Very lively arm. And that one deep shot, I forgot who the receiver was. That ball was, I want to say LaJordan Humphrey, former Bronco. Who else Humphrey played for? I think the Broncos. I want to say the Niners maybe, but that ball to him, that deep ball, only where he could get it. I think Humphrey's like 6'4", 6'5", been around for a long time. That ball was perfect. I saw that ball live, and I gave him a round of applause, man. That was a great deep ball. Great mobility shown by Dart as well. Dart really impressed me. And if you had to put together all the quarterbacks and say who had the best performance, I say under the pressure, you can say Shedeur Sanders, because the pressure, the media coverage and slash scrutiny, online scrutiny and coverage, all that good stuff, probably you can say Shedeur Sanders and played the most too. He played the most, played the full half. I want to say and more, but for sure played the full first half. But Dart looked very good as well. He was very impressive. Outside of the pressure and stuff that Shedeur gets the extra boost for, just straight film and how everything looked, Dart looked very solid. I'm not gonna lie to you there. I would love to see him with Neighbors and those guys. And and if I'm the Giants and if I'm Brian Daboll, just go ahead and go ahead and start Dart now. I understand you brought in Russ for a reason. Veteran guy can help you keep your job or keep you afloat for a little bit of the season. But if I'm Brian Daboll and him and GM, I forgot the GM's name now, but they're both fighting for their job. You're tied to Dart. You're gonna try to play Dart ASAP and say, hey, he's our future. I drafted him. Let me go ahead and be around with him for at least another year or two just to see, what Dart can be. Because I think Dart, now seeing in game one, I saw what people were saying about Dart. Dart can be special. He looked the best. Like I said, it's just one preseason game, but Dart looked special. I'm not going to lie to you. Cam stood out in his own way. Shedeur stood out in his own way. Jalen Milroe did as well. But Dart, he looked different. He did look a little different than those guys. Like I said, his long career, hopefully for all these guys. We'll see what happens next game, next week of his upcoming preseason 2 games. But so far, I think all 4 of these guys won the week. But Dart might have a little check mark in my book. Him and Shedeur. Because Shedeur, like I said, because the pressure and the scrutiny. But Dart just looking at film and just seeing what I saw live, he looked sharp. Ball looked like a cannon. Same as Cam, similar to Cam. Well, not the same. Cam probably had the best arm. But like I said, I was very impressed with Jackson Dart this go around. Look for the podcast episode probably in a couple days, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to have a full breakdown of most of the games. I'll do a quick run through to talk about most of the rookies, Josh Simmons. I'll bring in Quinn Ewers, Tyler Shuck, Travis Hunter, all those guys, Ted McMillan from the Panthers. We'll talk about all those. And not just rookies as well. We'll talk about some of the vets, some of the other young guys, McCarthy. Like I say, it's tough to judge off of a couple drives. Because some of these guys like Bryce Young had 1 or 2 drives. McCarthy had a couple drives here and there. So some guys didn't even play. And you wish you would see them play this go around, but probably next week they'll be playing. But I will bring that video to you, that podcast episode sometime soon. Expect for it to be the long video, maybe an hour and a half. But it's gonna be a lot of notes taken, a lot of names being mentioned. vets, young guys, rookies, all that good stuff. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.